a whole lot of level. Got my Rima, got my paddle, need the gold and silver. Watch it change colors, damn, you're so beautiful. Just like a centerfold, the way I lay them tricks down. Everybody love my style, it's so dope now. From the bottom to the top, inside out, how fully work when we
I
try.
think we're live. There we are. We are live. We are live with Toxic. Say your last name.
It's Toxick Mohler.
Mohler. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I got a few of those.
Yeah.
Toxic Mohler. I am Chado. This is a Toking Today podcast. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be a little bit more spooky, a little more Halloweenish. We're going to change the atmosphere today.
Do it up.
I know we usually talk to stoners and cannabis guys on here.
Right.
And we're going to change our minds a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the spooky side of things.
Nice. I like it.
The conspiracy side of things. So I'm going to share this podcast around now that's coming up and let people know we're here. But as we get started, we do want to invite everybody to share it as well, start a watch party, get involved, ask us questions, because we're going to be talking all sorts of stuff today from, let's say, I already said conspiracy theories, but art, music,
Yeah, dude. Whatever you
making
want to
shit
talk
with
about.
your hands. He brought me a very, very cool little art piece I'm going to show again later when we got some viewers. But yeah, this little thing is going to be pretty sick addition to our collection.
Right.
But here it is.
There
we go.
be.
What do you call this piece?
It's just untitled, man. I just make stuff, dude.
There's no title.
Yeah.
I dig it. Do you make a lot of stuff with your hands?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I like to make a lot of found object stuff. Like I was telling April, like I accumulate so much stuff because I'll just make it because I feel like I just have to make it.
So your house.
So my
has
house
this
just
stuff?
gets full of stuff like this, and like I don't know. I'll try to sell it occasionally here and there, you know.
That's funny.
But,
well,
yeah.
I have bought some of your one of your pieces already.
You did.
I definitely appreciate that. That was a really cool piece.
I dug that one.
Yeah, that was it was a Ouija board with a real skeleton
It's a
hand.
giant Ouija board.
Giant Ouija board.
Giant Ouija board
with a
canvas.
skeleton hand planchette. What a real human hand.
That's a real. I think it's a female hand, real female
Wow.
hand. I think it was. I got that off of a couple like crazy hippies back in like 90 something. They stole it from like a college skeleton.
Oh, it was for science.
I believe
It
so.
it wasn't a grave robbery.
No, it was not a grave robbery, but
Well, that's
but it did belong to someone
that takes away
at
from
one point.
It was somebody's left hand, I think. Yeah,
I believe
it's
so,
a
yeah.
left hand. Yeah, yeah. But I appreciate it. It's very cool the way you arted it up, decorated it up, made it your own.
Heck yeah.
Now it's my own.
Yeah.
I appreciate
It's
it.
functional too.
Yeah, we haven't used it yet.
It'd be kind of hard. I was thinking that after the fact. I'm like, you're gonna really have to conjure up some stuff to make that sucker move.
Yeah, I wanted it to be functional, but also it's
cool,
too
dude.
cool to
No,
tear
for
up.
sure, for sure.
I don't want to tear it up. So, have you seen any scary movies lately?
I've been trying to. I just watched. Me and my wife just watched Annabelle Comes Home
Oh yeah,
the other night.
how was that one?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the whole, Ed and Judy
Yeah,
stories. Like those.
the
Was Werner? What last name?
yeah, I think I was gonna say, nah, I think it's Warner. Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
Werner?
Yeah. But they had the haunted doll originally, the Raggedy Ann.
The Raggedy Ann. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you been to the haunted doll museum at all?
No, I haven't.
I was
No.
curious about that myself. I got some
Like
feedback.
theirs? They're.
Well, I know the
there's
Raggedy Ann doll doesn't look as scary as the Annabelle doll.
Well, no, they played it up a bit. But no, I thought you meant like their actual Ed and Judy's place. Like, no, I wish
Is that
I
where it's
could've
at?
gone there.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got all that stuff. Like,
Yeah, because they have a few haunted items or
they have
possessed
a
items.
lot of, that was kind of like their gig.
Yeah, this could be one of those gigs there. I think
Right.
it would fit their motif. Actually, it's probably too scary for their motif.
I don't know.
I dig it, man. I like the bass and everything.
Yeah,
This is all his found items you put together there, though. Huh?
pretty much. Yeah. I'll just go like thrifting or whatever, and find like baby doll heads, obviously, or like some that's like old school like coax. Cable.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
dig it. So now, what have you been doing, like the art walks, or have you been doing like First Fridays or anything? Have you been checking out
No.
other artists around here?
Not really.
No.
I'm a giant
Yeah.
introvert
Convert-
shut in that
yeah.
just feels compelled to make stuff.
Well, that's cool, man. I dig your stuff. I think other people should see your stuff. Is why I'm saying. But
Right? Yeah. No, I'd like to. I've tried a couple times here and there, but I don't know. I just, like I said, I just make it to make it. Like I feel like if I don't, then
yeah.
it's like I gotta get the demons out of my head.
Put them in this.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are
like
possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I don't make stuff for a certain amount of time, dude, I'll feel it. It's like.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I dig. This is kind of like a voodoo tribal edge to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. The when we met through a buddy Sean in the band Return to Zero.
Back in the Return to Zero days.
Sporting the shirt. That was quite a while now.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while.
You were playing guitar. You've also played bass in that. What other instruments do you play, man?
I mean, I can kind of half-ass a little bit of this and that, you know. But I mean, most comfortably, like guitar, kind of, and bass. I'll play around with like synthesizers and stuff like that,
Are you more of a rock feel, or do you like to blues it up a little bit, or?
It's mostly blues oriented when I play guitar and stuff,
Yeah.
Pentatonic scales, like, it's the only one I really know. It's the only one I stay in. I mean, I'm not like the best or anything, so I just fake it pretty good.
You fake it really well, man.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah.
This guy definitely rocks out on stage. You should definitely check out some of the Return to Zero footage that we did. You made a couple of music videos as well.
I made a couple videos. You made a couple videos.
Yeah, there's some stuff out there, and it's always good to look back on the old days, or not even that old of days.
No.
But to check it out and say
it's been what, like 4 or 5 years?
It hasn't been that long, has it?
It's gotta be.
Man,
it's gotta be.
Well, I know Jamie and you had a band, Heavy.
Yeah.
Is it Heavy?
It was Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HBY.
Yeah. Heavy.
That's cool, man. Now you guys played some shows around there. Are you starting to see the rock scene as individual clubs? Is it starting to go away where there's more of a like a concert feel that people want to go to concerts more, or is it still people get into the clubs?
I mean, I think it kind of depends on the scene, Like, I was kind of in like the heavy doom, stoner rock, desert rock scene, and that seems to still be, at least like locally.
Yeah, there's still a good local crowd.
Yeah, it's still kind of roots, still kind of underground, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather go to like a, 100-person capacity club, dirty bar, and see, awesome doom band play than go to like some arena.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. The intimacy's a lot better. And
who's a good band that we don't know about?
Oh God, depends on what you're into.
What you're into, man? What's the band that you saw last at one of those 100 crowd spots?
I mean, shoot, the bands that I would see would usually the ones I played with. I mean, the local guys, Stone Witch, those guys are awesome.
I've heard Stone Witch, yeah.
Galea, of course. Galea's good. God, who else? Year of the Cobra, they were a pretty cool duo. They're starting to make it big.
Year of the Cobra, huh?
Year of the Cobra, yeah. It's like a bass drum duo.
Oh, yeah.
She rocks like 2 huge SVT 810 stacks on a old Rickenbacker, and they're pretty dope.
That's cool.
God, I don't know.
It's a 2-person band, though, huh?
Yeah.
Huh, that's neat. So it's kind of like a White Stripes bass and drum, but heavier?
Kind of, but with stoner doom heaviness,
Well, that's pretty interesting. It's a chick singer?
Yeah.
So
I think
reversed?
they're a couple.
Yeah. That's cool.
We played with them a couple times. I don't know. I mean, I still listen to like Sleep, Electric Wizard, High on Fire, stuff like that.
High on Fire, huh?
Or
check that
punk
out.
rock, Minutemen, Fugazi.
Electric Wizard and High on Rock. I'm gonna check out.
High on Fire.
High on Fire. Yeah, I know that. Electric Wizard and High on Fire. Man, when you're up on stage, do you sometimes forget, like, in the moment, that what you're playing, or are you just always on note?
I mean, it depends. I mean, you can get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you start trailing off. You have to get rang back in.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like my last project, Heavy, that was like the beauty of it, because that was like kind of the whole point.
Oh yeah, it was like more of a jam band.
Well, yeah. I mean, our set basically. I mean, we had songs. But it was basically like
where it takes you.
50% structure and then 50% like just go.
That's cool, man.
And like ideally, like the end point I initially wanted was like there was no set and there were no songs. So every time you played, you just played.
Wow. Did club owners have trouble with that one, or?
No, nobody really knew.
Yeah.
Except for like the people that dug us and stuff. But every single show, almost every time, each song, you could tell which song it was, but like Jamie's leads were never really the same. You know, he had his roots that he would stick to, but you know, it would always go out and come back. And like the way me and Todd would hold it together, you know, even my bass things, I would have little bass runs and solos, and it would always just kind of. We had like our little route that we could come back to, but you know, Jamie could go way out left field on a lead, while me and Todd are kind of straggling over here. But then you knew there was always cues that we had, whether it be just like a body movement, or like something Jamie would do, or like he would ring out a certain way, or Todd would roll a certain way, and then we knew he'd come in, you know. So there was like quote verse chorus, but there were no vocals. You know? Did you ever hear a band Earthless?
Yeah.
That was like the huge inspiration for that.
Well, that's cool.
You know. Minus their last album. Their last album, he actually started singing on, and
it's interesting. So it's better just to have your own words. I know when Tool records, they record the music, and then Maynard comes in and does the words separately. So they do like a jam style when they create, but then they come in and add words. So it's an interesting process to
What's
have
the drummer's name? Freeze? Something? Is it Josh Freeze? No, that's not him. Who's the drummer of Tool? I can't remember his name, but I've always heard that he sets his drums up in like some. You know, Aleister Crowley pattern.
Yeah, he definitely is big on sacred geometry and those
he has
those
like
rhythmic patterns.
Symbols, even like the way the physical drum set is set up.
Yeah. I fucking know his name.
Funny.
Somebody tell us the drummer of Tool's name. Allison, are you out there? Somebody.
I'm not a huge Tool fan, so I don't know it off.
Yeah, I usually know, and that's crazy. But yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't know right now. Anyways, but yeah,
Danny Carey.
Yeah.
There you go.
Danny Carey.
Danny Carey.
Danny Carey. Wow. It just came in from like an angel from heaven.
Right, I know.
Didn't know where that came from for a second.
You have the answer.
Yeah. Just comes in. Boom.
That's good.
Voices from heaven. Danny Carey. Yeah. But yeah, even like the drums, you can definitely tell there's a pattern.
Yeah, they're totally into that stuff. Yeah. I think it's cool and awesome, but I'm just too lazy for that.
Yeah, put the work into to conjure up the demons.
I'll just stick with spontaneous destruction.
Let them come out naturally.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Totally with everything. Yeah.
Right on, man. When you're up on stage, do you prefer to play bass or do you play for guitar?
I'm most comfortable playing bass.
Oh, really?
I started playing bass when I was like 13, I think.
Do you put those guitar like distortion sounds into your bass, or do you?
Yeah, no, I love pedals. I have a huge pedal board.
Yeah.
Fuzz basses. I remember when I heard. I can't remember the first fuzz bass I heard. It was either Daisy Chainsaw or it was Love and Rockets, one of the two. But I was like 13, 14, and I heard that fuzz bass. And I was like, that's my bass sound right there. I want that, you know. And ever since then, I've just chased that freaking huge overdriven fuzz bass. I love fuzz bass, dude.
That's awesome.
I mean, I like clean bass. There's a time for it, and you can get your peaks and valleys with it, you know, because you can come off of the fuzz and have your valley of like this clean.
Sure,
cool. Yeah. But no, I use chorus pedals, fuzz pedals, wah pedals. Just pedals are great. They just open up new doors to musical creativity, you know.
Well, I definitely saw it with Return to Zero when you were playing guitar. You had a lot of different sounds that were very unique.
It's because I'm not a very good guitarist, so I have to make up for it
right
with a bunch of weird sounds and stuff. Yeah,
that's fun. Well, yeah, tweak the note till it sounds right.
Yeah. No, and just be as loud as possible. Because I had like a band, like me and Todd, the drummer from Heavy, and he was the drummer of Return to Zero. We had a little stint for a while, Face the Flames. It was like a duo. I wanted to see if I could. It was basically like this brainchild in my head. I just wanted to see if I could do it. But basically, I ran like 3 guitar rigs through a guitar and just tried to make it almost like a miniature Jucifer. I don't know if you're familiar with Jucifer out of Detroit, Michigan. She just has like a wall of speakers behind her. It's a duo. Like it's insanely loud. I saw them live once. It's
just loud as hell.
Yeah, but no, I ran 2 guitar stacks and then 1 bass stack and ran it all through 1 guitar. So I had like basically my high, like my lead guitar almost, and my like mid-range guitar sound, and then like the bass, like through like an octave pedal and a bunch of fuzz. And it was just stupid ridiculous.
That sounds like it would be loud.
I tried to be like, yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Now, when you're finding these sounds, are you just trying different things, or do you have something in mind, like a goal, or are you just saying, oh, that sounds cool, to build off of that?
It's a little bit of both, I think. You know, I think you go into it with like a mindset of what you're trying to do, but it's never going to work like exactly like that. You know, that's kind of the road you take. You know, at least that's what I do. Like I'll kind of have an idea of what I want, but I usually never it doesn't end up being exactly like that, but the end product is, you know, I wouldn't say close to it, but like that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go into it trying to be like, it has to be like this and needs to sound like this and it must end up like this, then you're never going to
get there.
No, you're not going to get there. You're going to be too worried about just let it happen, and then you'll kind of be over here, and that's the sound.
That's the sound.
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't know. I've always been into like real like organic like writing style and shit like that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't like to force stuff.
Well, with this cool art piece you brought to me today, have you decorated your house for Halloween yet? Or are you?
A little bit, yeah. We got some spoopy skeletons hanging up here and there. We got our little bat lights out front, and
Oh yeah. Do you do anything special for the kids? Do you jump out of spots, or do you?
Well, actually, I mean, my kids are older now, so this is like the first year nobody's going trick or treating.
Oh,
So
they're
we're
all
actually
staying at
gonna
home?
do the whole, sitting in the driveway passing out candy thing.
Yeah. Are you dressing up, or are you just?
Probably not.
No.
No.
I got this wall of mask here. I gotta have.
Yeah.
I gotta have some kind
You
of.
gotta do something.
Yeah, I used to
I
like.
did like when we walked around. Like, what was it? My youngest went as Wednesday Addams.
Oh yeah.
And like, she looked just like freaking Ricci from.
Wow.
Like almost like twin, but anyway, she was Wednesday. So me and my wife, I did Gomez and she did Morticia, and we walked around with her. I think one year I did Frankenstein and walked around, but this year I'm like, nah,
See,
I'm just sitting.
I build coffins and like fill them with fog and jump out out of like like I try to send parents down the road.
I contemplated like doing some sort of like maze thing in the driveway with like PVC pipes and sheets and mixing, but I'm too lazy.
Yeah, that's a little bit much more. I thought about that a few times, but like fuck them, they're just gonna knock it over.
Well, that too. Yeah, exactly.
They're not gonna appreciate the work I put into this.
They're just gonna cut right across your rocks and come up.
So yeah, I'm gonna at least I'll stay out. Like one year I dressed up like I like stuffed myself with like shopping bags and like hay and it made it look like it was a dummy sitting out in the yard. And when the kids went up to ring the door for trick or treat, I would come up behind them. And
Right.
Oh yeah. Like the parents. I mean, there were so many people just running down the street like from our house.
Funny.
Yeah, I haven't done anything like that in a couple of years, but I really want to bring back that shock.
Yeah.
to the house.
See, I always thought about doing something like that, but I remember hearing a story. I can't remember where it was a long time ago about some dude. He got stabbed by some kid because he did that. He tried to look like a mannequin or some shit, and he like went to move and he scared the piss out of the kid, and the kid like stabbed him or something.
That kid was waiting for it.
I guess, man. Yeah, he probably didn't like them or something. I don't know.
Well, you're expecting something like that to happen on Halloween, so he was probably waiting for it. But yeah, no, I haven't got stabbed. Most people leave their usually adults will leave their kids and run off, and that's usually the best thing. Where the kid is standing there going, "What the hell just happened?"
The parents just dish their kid,
and the parents just dish their kid and run down the street. Yeah, that's
messed up.
That's the best one. And then they have to come back and get the kid.
Right? Yeah.
They have to come back and talk to an adult and get the kid. Yeah.
Like, dude, you just left your kid, man.
Yeah. So
kids got more balls than you do.
That's my Halloween. That's actually my Christmas too. I appreciate.
Oh, dude, I love this time of year, dude.
Yeah.
When Halloween kicks off, man, and then you got Thanksgiving, and then you got dude. It's like the best time.
Yeah, it's a good time for us, especially being here in Arizona. Like in Oklahoma, it would snow on Halloween sometimes, and stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm from Ohio originally, so yeah. It's like you go trick or treating some nights, you have to wear like a jacket over your stupid costume, you're freezing with gloves and stuff. But no, this is great, dude. I just wish summer would stop being so damn clingy. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Halloween now.
It's a little long here, but you have a pool at home?
What's that?
Do you have a pool?
Yeah.
Is it cold yet?
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't get in that thing right now.
Yeah. See, the summer hangs along, but the nights drop it so much you can't enjoy the day.
No, exactly.
Yeah. It gets really cold at night, like 50s right now. It's getting down to
Yeah.
Which is stupid because I get 90 in the day and 50 at night.
Oh yeah. Yeah, desert.
That's our fun Arizona climate for the rest of the world out there who's enjoying the snow and the sleet and
actual
rain
seasons
right now.
and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I saw pictures from New York today. A friend of mine's up there, and he's did some Central Park, New York pictures, and it's all fall and got the trees and everything. Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
I bet
that's where you want to be in that side of the town, country right now. But yeah, here it's still summer compared to there. Yeah.
What is it? We have like summer's like hot, and then like we've got like fall, which is like hot. Yeah, and then we got like
spring.
Winter, which is like kind of hot. It gets a little chilly, and then spring is just back to hot.
Yeah. It doesn't get too cool. I think we see the most rain in the summertime actually.
But I mean, Dude, there's no snow.
Yeah.
There's no snow.
We drive a couple hours.
Anybody
to
that
see
comes
something.
from like the Midwest or the East Coast totally knows there's no snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to shovel heat.
No.
You
no,
know?
No.
So
Gotta.
I'll take those 3 months of just,
Yeah.
blistering, can't do anything, stay in the AC 24/7 kind of
No, I agree.
for,
I agree with that. Arizona definitely is a hotbed for heat, but also it's a good place to come and relax if you want to get away from the heat. It's nice here now. There's Sedona not too far.
Oh, yeah.
There's Flagstaff. You
yeah,
want to
no,
go
you
skiing.
can go. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
cool thing. I mean, you can.
Yeah, you can get away. Speaking of Sedona, Flagstaff, there was a UFO sighting coming up. I think 2 weeks ago. They had a nice big bright Flagstaff UFO. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I haven't really been up on anything much lately, but
No.
I heard there's supposed to be. What is it? The crazy fireball meteor thing supposed to be happening here real soon. Should be able to see really, really close.
Yeah, they're telling us the doomsday device is ticking down. Is that what it is?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess he could call it, but no, it's just like I guess it's supposed to be
But
like a really bright.
It's a close by meteor though.
Yeah, it's
but
supposed to be
it's
like quite a bit of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So every year we pass, we get a little bit closer though.
It's true.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a countdown.
Oh, I wish.
The
dude.
closer, the more you
I
see
count
them.
down every day.
Yeah. Just.
I'm like, damn it! I wake up and I'm like,
not here yet.
Not here yet. damn
Yeah.
it.
Son of a bitch.
I pray for the apocalypse.
Yeah. Not so much as the end is near type apocalypse, but the just end it all type, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The big meteor.
Yeah. I mean, let's just be done.
Be done with it.
That, or I mean, I could dig some Mad Max type shit though too. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. The 12 horsemen of the apocalypse coming down, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, seeing
Yeah.
pick a side.
I'm sad every day when it doesn't happen.
Well, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this
Like, sweet. I don't have to go to work anymore. I don't have to pay my bills anymore.
yeah, I think they still make you pay your bills. I think they would be on the side that it's still around collecting bills.
If it was like total like end of the world type shit,
Yeah,
like
no.
apocalypse, like
Yeah, no, Trump still has to make his money.
every
so-
man for himself type
Yeah,
shit.
he's-
Like the White House is a burning just rubble. That type of scenario is like
Yeah.
kind of what I pray for.
But
Just
you're still going to see Trump in his little Mad Max
I don't know what the hell
ball,
they would do.
steel ball, standing on top of the
Probably.
crumbled White House going.
Oh yeah, probably. They would still, yeah.
There would be a orange glow of supporters coming down from the
Probably.
hill.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, that shit's all fucking.
Don't
weird.
go to Washington. That's the orange people are there.
Right? Yeah. No. Dude, I'd head straight up north into like Apache Sick Reeves.
Yeah. Montana, getting the freshwater wilderness area.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Pull
Get
like
a-
some Red Dawn type stuff.
Get away. Do you have a bug out bag ready to go?
Not really. I just camp and stuff, so
Yeah.
like it's kind of always there if
So
I need it, But no, it's mostly just like camping and hunting. And
Don't have
stuff
5
like
years worth of food packed
that.
away.
No,
in
I'm
it-
not quite like that. No, I
in
figure
a
I'll
missile silo.
No, I just figure I'll deal with it when it happens.
Yeah. That's what I figure. I figured if I had a bunch of shit, it's probably gonna get stolen right away. So after the first 6 months of just chaos,
Yeah.
then just go back and
Well, exactly. That's kind of my plan too. Like I'm just gonna bug in for a little bit. Like, okay, say it were to happen. I'm just gonna bug in
yeah.
and let the shit die down. Because everybody's gonna try to take off first.
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna have like your freaking road pirates and shit like that.
Yeah,
traffic jams.
Just wait for
everybody
them. Yeah.
So just bug in and then wait for it to chill, die down, and then make the trek. You know?
I think I could be a good road pirate. That might be a fun.
A road pirate would be badass,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
I think that might be a good gig.
I think it would be
I
totally,
think-
dude.
Yeah, if that shit went down, I think it might be the way I go.
Be like a modern day highwayman.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah. All right. But I need a shower every day, and those guys really don't shower.
You'd be a pirate.
Yeah.
I mean, pirates don't shower.
Yeah, I need a shower every day.
There's no running water. It's all
that might be a bad
toxic.
plan. I might go back to the Montana mountains and wait for the road pirates to come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need some fresh water. Speaking of the rains that we've been having, my fucking grass has been stupid. I moved to this new house, and these lawn people, we found some people. They put their cards on the door, hire them up. They say, okay, it'll be this price. They come, they do it once, the front yard. We'll be back we'll do the backyard next time.
Right.
All right, so we do the backyard next time for this price. Okay, so then they come back. We're gonna do both yards for this price. They only do the front yard, and they fucking leave with a check.
That's not right.
No. So I've been fucking scrambling and finding like lawnmowers and weed eaters and shit, doing this stuff myself.
Trying to do it yourself? Yeah.
Dude,
It's hard.
I am a nightmare. And everything I found was electric because I only shop on Amazon now. So
yeah.
like
Electric kind of sucks. But
you have to charge the battery. Like,
Yeah.
so like I'm mowing the grass and like it just like dies.
right.
I have to go get the other battery, and then that one dies, and I have to wait 2.5 days for them to charge, and then I get it's a whole new it's a fucking nightmare. So yeah, I'm not very keen on this lawn bullshit.
No.
all
I
the
got rocks.
rain,
So I gave up on the lawn shit. We just got rocks.
Yeah, I had rocks and patio before. It was
Now
nice.
you just have weeds.
Now I got fucking weeds everywhere. And
Dude,
the
the
HOA.
weeds out here are ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't think people understand like the Arizona Phoenix weeds. Like you can literally pull those suckers, and then what? Like a day later,
Yeah.
it's like back and like twice as strong and twice as big.
And they're spreading everywhere.
Dude.
I'm using this Roundup, and I see on the news is, hey, Roundup's getting sued. And they're causing cancer, so be a part of this lawsuit. I got the shit in my hand going, okay.
Right.
Like, yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah, no, there's nothing good about the Arizona weeds here. But in the desert, that's what you get. You get a little rain, you get a little fucking sprouts, and they just keep on coming.
Did you get a lot of rain? Like
I did out
'cause
here.
We didn't get shit.
Oh,
this
really?
year.
Oh, yeah,
We
we
were
got
like
a-
in this fucking like void.
Huh.
It's like I would pull up my radar and I would see like this huge band up north, this huge band like way out in Chandler, and
Yeah, dude.
and here's us, just this dry ass. Everything's breaking around us and shit.
Now we
like,
got fucking tornadoes coming through here and shit.
oh
it
yeah,
was pretty
dude.
rough.
There was
yeah.
one up north. Was there one out here too?
No, it went this. Yeah, it went past us, but yeah, it went
right.
to that
Yeah.
Cave Creek area. But yeah,
No, dude, we didn't get nothing for monsoons this year. Like it rained, like like an actual monsoon. Maybe I saw like 2.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
And you're only 30 minutes away from here, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Yeah, that's
It's
how the desert
the way
works.
it is. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah, we got a ton of rain. We got a ton of storms, everything. But like literally, you could see it. Like we drove to a storm, and like because it wasn't coming this way, like
Right.
you can literally see where they're at, like the
Yeah.
whole system
Yeah, you
coming
can
at you.
see-
Yeah,
yeah.
that's weird. And I haven't seen anything like that. Like Oklahoma, the whole sky goes black.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it all
exactly.
just comes down. Yeah. Not here. There's a little section just driving around of
Right.
storm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
Yeah. Man, so what kind of interesting shit have you seen lately or heard about lately that any new conspiracies that you
Oh, fuck.
want to introduce us to on Halloween?
I don't know, man. I mean, dude. I mean, I'm not really huge into them, you know.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of like play with the ideas of them, or I just kind of come up with my own and just
Well,
crap like that.
So like I know Flat Earth is a
What was the whole
crazy
flat Earth one, yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
big one. Have you started watching those YouTube videos? Have you gotten into
Which
any,
one, like the flat Earth?
yeah,
and stuff? No, I haven't really watched any flat Earth things. I don't know. I'm more into like what is it, the huge particle electron machine they got over there, and what is it, like Switzerland or whatever?
Well, they're gonna start a new. They're gonna create a star.
Yeah.
That's their next project. But they've already sent us into an alternative universe with the last project, the black hole that they created. And
Right, yeah, yeah.
Imploded the whole Earth, and now
Yeah.
we're in this non-Kit Kat having bullshit
Right.
planet, and it's a bull. Yeah. So I missed some of the things from the other universe, definitely.
Yeah.
But I would like to see if this new star puts us back into the Kit Kat universe, where we can get that chocolate back, because this chocolate here sucks.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
It's not nearly the same.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. He's got a lot of cool guys on there. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember who the guest names were, but they were talking kind of like that the whole simulation. If this was a simulation, and
Yeah.
alternate realities and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'll play with the ideas of things, but like I don't know. I kind of have like my own way of looking at things, to where like I like the idea of things and I'll kind of dabble, but yet I try to keep one foot like in reality, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like you can go off the fucking deep end with all that shit.
Well, definitely.
You know?
And
And
that's,
then you're just crazy at that point.
yeah. I was listening to a comedian one time. I can't remember the comedian's name, but he did the whole if this is a simulation talk. It was kind of interesting, but I'll give you a little brief introduction to what he was saying. But basically, what he said was, if this is okay, so the scientists in Switzerland, when they did the Hadron Collider, and they were talking about the whole thing, and they were about to set off for the first time, they had a big party. All the scientists gathered up right there. All the smartest people in the whole world gathered up right there in Switzerland for this huge party, because if they set this thing off and it blows up the whole Earth, well, it's over. So they all got together and had this end of the world party, basically.
Right.
And when they got together, They had all the smartest people in the room. So some couple of Swiss scientists stood up and said, well, why we have everybody in the, oh, that was NASA scientists who stood up and said, why we have everybody in this room, we have the smartest people in this room, obviously. Why is it when our NASA telescopes go out to the edge of the universe, as far as we can go, it becomes pixelated? It's not our telescopes. It's not the lenses. We know, we've tested it multiple times. When we go out as far as we can see, it becomes pixelated. Why is that? And then, a couple of people said, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then the party goes on, everybody goes back to it. Well, a couple of Swiss guys took it like it was their fucking job, like they had homework to do, and they went back and they started doing the math.
Right.
They started coming up with everything, and they went back and said, hey, we have the answer. And, of course, the party's going on, whatever. And like, what are you talking about? The answer to the why it's all pixelated at the edge of the universe. And they go, well, it's because we're in a simulation. And that's what they said. If this is not, this is because that's the new binary code, whatever, blah, blah. And so they give the whole explanation, and a few scientists quit their jobs that day. A couple of them went to be metal bands and other things. And
when was this?
This was right before they set it off.
Like what year?
What was it? 2000, whatever. The first time
that they tried to do.
Yeah. They had a big party. So
okay.
So that was the whole thing. And I don't remember. I lost my train of thought there. But whatever the thing was, it was the whole idea was it was a simulation.
Right.
And as they go, so the conversation came up. Well, why would this be a simulation? Well, if we were humans at one time, or whatever, and we created a way to travel through space to another star system. Right. It would take us however many years, if we travel at the speed of light, whatever, it would take us however many years to get to that nearest star. So let's say the closest one is 500 light years away. It would take us 500 years to travel the speed of light to get there. Well, during that 500-year travel, somebody's going to create a spaceship that travels faster than that. Right. And they're going to end up passing those other people. Right. So the moral dilemma comes up, do we stop and pick up those people, or do we keep on going past and continue with our journey? Well, that might be the situation where there's constantly people moving on to other star systems. But if that's the case, what are they going to do during that 500-year track, during that time when they are traveling from Earth to this new Earth? What's going to be going on the spaceship? Well, you can't sit there and look at space for 500 fucking years. Right. So what do? Well, you go into a hibernation state. And what you're doing is you're learning different lives. You're living different lives. And this is like our grandkids' lives or our whatever. These are lives that we have put into the machine. Gotcha. And we're now living these lives while we're getting to the new destination. Right. So that's why this would be a simulation, is because this is all a dream or whatever. While we're
like a program,
while we're moving on to the next.
Right.
Yeah. So that was
crazy. That's a crazy theory.
That's where that all came from.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
To our one viewer out there watching us live right now, I
Sweet.
think we'll replay that. No. Right. But yeah, man.
No, that whole what is it, Hydra, whatever the hell collider?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing's crazy. How they're basically creating dark matter.
Yeah, and what
trying
a black
to harness
hole,
dark matter.
Yeah, right here on Earth.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
nuts, dude.
Yeah, and why do we need dark matter?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with that? I mean, obviously, space is what dark matter is made out of, and if you can conquer dark matter, you can conquer space.
Exactly.
So, interesting to think of what we're doing with those.
Was it Hawking? Didn't he warn people with that close before he died? Basically, dude, you guys are messing with something you don't comprehend. Kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, this is this is beyond.
At the same time, I mean, it'd be pretty badass if they could do it, though.
Yeah. Well, what are they gonna do with it, though?
Who knows? That's the exciting part. Maybe,
Now what? Now you see some kind of Spider-Man scenario play out.
I don't know. Or maybe you can power stuff with it.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see the Bob Lazar, Joe Rogan podcast?
I did. I watched that, and then I watched the Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
When I was 15, 16, I saw a special with him, and when I was in Vegas, visiting Vegas, that was 96 or so, and he came out, a few years before that, or 10 years before that. I was talking with that reporter, George Knapp,
Right.
And George Knapp was doing a recap story on it back then in '96 or whatever year that was. And I really got into it as a kid then, and nobody really knew who he was because that was the time like his shit kept on getting raided and he kept on disappearing and things like that. His life was really fucking hell. And that's what George was talking about. So I started looking into it as a kid then, and it's really cool to see him come back now.
Yeah.
And that all the shit that it was all for real, and they didn't take his whole life away, but they're still trying to fuck with him. Maybe. Yeah.
Well, because they think that he stole some shit.
He might have some element 115.
Exactly.
is the deal. They keep on looking for it. Keep on looking in his lab, and he does know a lot about it. And that element 115 is a pretty interesting.
It's crazy
thing.
Dude. Yeah.
So we've created it in a lab, but not nearly what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah. What was it? Every time they would try to create it, it would basically like self-destruct itself or something like that.
He's talking about the isotopes being in the wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that shit, but it's pretty interesting to.
It's super interesting. Yeah. I try to follow it, but dude. I mean, it starts going over my head at some point, but it's just super fascinating.
Well, when he's talking about the spaceships being one of them, maybe from an archaeological dig.
Yeah, quite a few of them, I thought he said. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, just to think about that, like you're out there looking for dinosaur bones and you fucking find a spaceship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I heard that the guys who went to the moon found a big mothership type thing.
Oh yeah.
There was some I can't remember. It was an Apollo astronaut who had some kind of secret space mission, and there was a spaceship that was on the moon. It was like 1 billion years old or something like that. And inside of it there was an EB. There was a actual body that was in a suspended state, and it wasn't like a suit or anything, but it was like actual being that did not have like energy into it yet, but it was available for energy, so it can have so something can walk around in it basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
almost like a suit, like an organic bio suit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that's what they were talking about. I would love to fucking bring that documentary up again, but that's you gotta look up Apollo space astronaut finds spaceship on the moon or whatever.
Right.
But there's I wish I knew the guy's name. Such a fascinating story though, but he's talking about this stuff being.
Is it like a YouTube video?
There is a YouTube video.
It's like super long. Yeah, it's in like parts. I might have like watched that.
Yeah,
I'll like watch stuff before I go to bed. I'll just lay there and just watch YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I think I might have.
Yeah,
dude, it's basically just commentary and then like.
Probably because there's no video.
He's just talking about all the crazy shit that. Yeah. I think I listened to that.
Yeah, it's really cool because I mean these are astronauts.
Right.
I mean they would be the first ones to really know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't say the Earth is flat.
This is true.
Yeah, I haven't heard an astronaut come out and say the flat Earth is real.
No,
but they do say aliens are a lot of times.
Right. Yeah. What do you think about the Air Force and everything finally admitting that this shit's real? That we picked up on radar and. Yeah,
well, with the mass information coming out so much, I think it's they have to now. I think we're being prepared for that.
I think
journey.
So too. Yeah. Do you get into like any like crazy Tom DeLonge and like his wacky stuff that he does?
I have not. I've seen his show a couple times, and I saw him on Joe.
Yeah,
but
he sounds batshit crazy.
But
but if you go back and like listen to that podcast, basically. I don't know, in his crazy mind, which maybe isn't so crazy, for some reason, basically, like he had that footage of what just came out recently, admitted by...
they gave it to him.
That was on his Academy for the Stars, I think it's called, on his website, and where they were, claiming it was real, and then just recently, the Air Force was like, well, that wasn't supposed to come out yet, but yes, it is real.
Right.
And like his whole thing was basically, I'm the guy
that everybody's talking
break to. This stuff to the kids and to the generations so that we can, the bigger guys can finally come out and say, yeah, this stuff is real. And like, this was like, what, I don't know, 12, like almost a year ago. And I'm like, watching, I'm like, dude, Tom's fucking nuts, but he's been into this shit like forever.
Right.
If you see any interviews with like, Travis Barker or whatnot, he's always like, dude, Tom's been into this stuff since he was a kid.
Yeah.
But then these videos come out just recently. It's the exact same footage, and they're just like, okay, it wasn't supposed to be leaked, but yeah, these are things we can't explain.
Right.
So it's like, is Tom actually? Is he for real? Is
Is
he actually like doing this shit to like
And he keeps on saying like, I'm talking to the CIA.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't tell you who I'm talking to, but And
he's like Joe the whole time was just like, dude, I thought he's like full of shit. Like he's just talking crazy. But then now he's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe he isn't full of shit. You know?
Yeah, that whole Tic Tac UFO thing was pretty interesting because they saw it underwater first.
Yeah.
And then it comes up, and then that's when they had a long encounter with it. 2 or 3 different pilots went up, came back to the ship, and then they went back out. And that's when the footage finally comes in, is when they went out like the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And there's two different crews following the thing. Because originally, it started out underwater, and it was flying like that underwater.
Yeah. They saw it, and at first they thought it was like a helicopter. But then once they didn't see the actual. There was no movement in the waves in the way a helicopter does, and then
So that thing is it's pretty interesting, and that's.
But it's like what kills me is like maybe I'm just not seeing it, but it seems like on social media and all that stuff, like nobody gives a fuck, and it's like, dude, ever since I was a kid, dude, like aliens and shit, and like you always go, dude, I swear they're real, you're at least do you want to believe kind of thing. Well, and it's like, dude, the United States government basically has admitted. Yeah. There's shit that they can't, like, that's, like, monumental, but it seems like nobody cares.
Well, it's because we're distracted now.
Exactly.
When you were a kid, you used to look at the sky a lot. You used to go camping, you used to do all that stuff, you used to play outside. We don't do that no more.
No, nobody, like, no. I mean, maybe they do, and it doesn't show up in my feed or something, but it seems like...
Everybody's inside looking at their phones, watching TV.
People do not care.
We're distracted, Yeah, there's a bigger distraction.
It's like
now.
they could drop a huge bombshell and probably people wouldn't even notice.
No. No.
Too worried about what Kardashian's going to do.
Well, and your bills are due, and there's a lot.
Too busy fighting with each other.
Yeah. There's a lot going on that we're distracted with. These phones keep us in that loop all the time.
Right.
So, and I say that as I'm looking down at my phone, see if we had any questions.
Oh, I know, dude. I've been eyeballing this thing, sitting here, I'm just like, but like I'm trying, like, no.
That's definitely the...
dude, it's fucking crazy, isn't it? Like,
that's definitely the downfall.
Social media has pretty much destroyed actual sociality.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
You put the name social in it. And anti-social media.
Right? Yeah.
But no, it's true. I mean, we don't look up. We're always looking down. We're always looking for what's in front of us or what we can, what the next step is. Yeah. And really, there's so much more out there, but we don't have time for that.
No, we're too busy looking for the next tweet or the next like or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta feed that dopamine.
Right. Yeah.
And plus, if an alien spaceship is out there, do they fucking care about me? Why should I care about them?
Right.
We're very self-absorbed.
Very true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not coming to see me.
No.
Fuck them.
Right. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
I got my guns. I will shoot that motherfucker.
Basically.
So we I think taking time as a human race and looking up is very important. But finding that spirituality and connecting with, talking about DMT and mushrooms becoming less criminalized and more legal now. We're starting to see a lot more spirituality opening up to otherworldly beings, and you start hearing that talk now. So maybe we're not looking in the sky so much, but maybe I see a lot more internal drugs
looking inward.
Yeah.
I mean, that there's hope with that. That's for sure. I mean, that stuff's come leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when I was 20 and whatnot, there was no such thing as legal.
Yeah.
Marijuana anywhere. That was still...
Nobody was talking about DMT.
Nobody was talking about fucking DMT or ayahuasca or anything for sure. Now it's like, I wouldn't call it mainstream, but it's fairly mainstream. I mean, Joe usually drops DMT at least once on every podcast.
Yeah, we just did. Twice.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's becoming more and more the norm. People are talking about it.
And I find interesting, like, the whole microdosing theory and stuff that they're starting to put into practice.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah,
there could be hope with that type of shit.
Especially for people who are experiencing these mental illnesses. And
exactly, yeah.
You think about the people who are committing these mass shootings and things like that, and that's the people who are mentally ill. You hear these, they have had these other issues or whatnot, and it comes down to these mental illness problems. And does DMT, does psilocybin, do these things open up parts of the brain where they make us look beyond that?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And it go back to the conspiracy theory. Do they want us depressed and on other drugs?
Right, exactly.
Or do they want us to open up and?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a whole conspiracy can of worms right there.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude. Yeah, you gotta keep the population dumbed down.
Keep them under control.
Keep them under control, occupied. Keep them fighting with each other.
That's nothing about these cell phones.
You just gotta disarm them.
If you look at videos like you watch Pearl Jam videos from the '90s before cell phones. Those motherfuckers are just. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about Pearl Jam just for a second.
No,
a calm fucking band.
Pearl Jam.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But these guys, they're jumping, they're climbing up the rafters, they're crowd surfing. Their crowds are going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You look at a Slipknot video today. Anything that you expect. It's a small group of people. There's not a whole. Most people are with their phones out. They're all standing around.
Yeah.
There's not a lot.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah, but I mean, there's still the craziness is still there,
but not.
You just gotta find it. Yeah,
not as mass.
No, it's not on.
The mass is controlled now.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. I'll agree with you on that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the more people are. Yeah, no, you look at almost any show and it's just a sea of fucking screens.
Yeah.
You know?
They are controlling the masses.
Used to be lighters, damn it.
No, that causes fire. You can't even
do that.
You can't even bring a fire.
No,
lighter
you can't
in.
bring the fuck. Yeah, you're right.
You can't. You can have your phone though.
You can have that though.
Yeah, and that's because that's going to keep you docile. And that's what I heard. The 5G, 4G, these things are these signals are actually controlling our emotions, our minds.
That's what they say. Yeah. And what was it? I can't explain it right. You have to see the video. But I was watching some video on it was a 5G like specialist guy that was talking about the wiring and everything and how 5G has to be lower and to the ground, lower to the people, and it has to be like more, not towers, but basically the way the signal travels. There's gonna have to be more of them or some shit like that. 5G is kind of weird if you start looking into it.
Yeah,
like
I've heard it kill a lot of birds and
that's what he was saying. Yeah, like the main whatever the fuck they would have to like put on all this shit to get near it and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's what they want to like start bouncing around.
Right, and they've already done it. It started. It's in places like Hollywood, and I'm sure Phoenix might have a couple. But I definitely see 5G, just internet signals in general, just making groups more docile.
Well, it has to do something with. I mean. It has to do. They say like Wi-Fi and all that shit will like fuck with you.
Yeah,
you know?
I definitely noticed that. I mean, if you look at old videos or just go back to civil rights marches and stuff like that.
Right.
Those guys are out there. They're fighting with it. But if you look at the protest videos we see today, most people are on their phones. Most people are actually in the shit.
Yeah.
They're recording the shit.
Yeah.
They're not participating.
No, it just looks more like just bullshit riots.
Yeah, they're there and they're witnessing that more than they're participating in it.
True. Yeah. No, I hear you.
So I think that's a good way to control the crowd.
Probably.
You put more phones in their hands, they're not going to be.
Yeah, keep them distracted. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you can distract them and you can make them fight with each other.
Don't care about aliens. Don't care about fucking super volcanoes blowing up.
Don't pay attention to any of that.
No.
Just worry about what the next fucking YouTube influencer is doing and
Yeah, that's why these guys
chase them likes, chase them numbers.
Millions and millions of dollars to keep you on your phone. Yeah.
Dude, can I vape in here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I put my vape away out of respect for you, but mine doesn't.
I hear you. It's a little different.
Yeah. But this is Toking Today.
You'd be the one to talk to about that. What do you think about that shit?
The legalization or the...
No, all the stupid fucking shit
vape.
Getting blamed on this kind of vape coming from the black market cartridge type of vape, and like how they're just kind of blanketing like vaping kills 3 teenagers. It's like, okay.
Right. How many cigarettes did they kill last week?
Exactly. That and just I don't know. My biggest thing is like I'll read these articles because I'm at least I try to be a vapor. I fall off the wagon every now and then. But this is just nicotine juice. But it's not one of those fucking bullshit jewels. It's not the cartomizer shit. But it's like most of all these deaths and shit and the respiratory things, they're coming from like the black market THC cartridges. Yeah, they're being cut with the vitamin E acetate, which turns into oil in your lungs.
Right.
But like you won't see that in the headline. You won't see that in like the first paragraph or the second paragraph. You might see it down in the third paragraph.
It's vape. It's.
But they'll just vape kills, and it's like, the fuck. But you notice like how much money the cigarette companies have lost. Exactly.
And that if you notice, the cigarette companies did not get on the vape market. Philip Morris does not have a vape. These guys do not have vapes. What they have coming out is a dry herb vaporizer. It's going to be a stick that you put their tobacco in, and then you vape the nicotine out of it without getting the carcinogens. And that's what they're going to try to sell because they
isn't there one that they already did some studies with that is fucking people up?
I'm sure that's why that's why nothing's came out yet.
Yeah.
But that's what they're going to do is they're going to try to demonize the vape, the chemicals inside of it, and go, okay, we have a healthier alternative, and we're gonna vape everything, or we're gonna use real, herb vaporizers,
Right.
and that's what it's gonna come down to. Stop smoking, vape the herb.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna have their raw tobacco that they're gonna sell by the tons, and you're gonna buy more of it because you're not gonna be smoking it now. It's gonna go.
You're gonna be packing it into your vape.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, that's my theory. That's where it's gonna go.
I
So
gotcha. Right on.
that's my conspiracy. But that's why I think that you're seeing these big deaths and stuff with only 3-4 people. It's not a big number.
No, considering.
It's because the lobbyists, the people with the money.
Yeah, and it's like this type of like sub-ohm with this type of thing. This has been around for 10, getting close to like 11 years
right.
now.
Yeah.
Nobody's died yet.
No.
The minute that shit in the cartridges and the jewels and the shit like that start coming out with no regulation, what starts happening? You know, so it's like
I saw a deal about
this isn't the problem.
No.
You know, but yeah, and then I saw sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that they're gonna demonize it all because back in Prohibition era,
right?
They a certain group poisoned alcohol. There was poisonous alcohol coming out, and that was killing people.
Same thing. Yeah.
So now you're starting to see that with the vapes.
Yeah.
And so they're going to use it to use prohibition and keep weed, keep vapes, keep all that stuff down as much as they can because it's too big of a market that the money's not in.
Right. Yeah. They haven't figured out a way to get their hands in it. So obviously,
you tax a pack of cigarettes. That's easy.
Yeah.
Do you tax a pack of juice, or what are we talking about here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So so the taxes have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a video. It was I can't remember the exact name of it. It was basically all the big tobacco companies basically shelled out a ton of money to particular states. Like, I can't remember how many years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago. All this money, basically it was like be quiet money.
Yeah.
Don't talk about all the deaths of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically all these cities used that upfront money super quick and just spent it on a bunch of bullshit, right? And now it was supposed to be like an overtime accruing type thing. But the tobacco companies, because of vaping in the past 10, 15 years, their shit has gone down that a lot of these states are like trying to cash in. And the tobacco companies like, well, you already spent that money and we don't have that money. So, and plus their projected gross is just like, what was it? Philip Morris was projected in like 2021 to be down, I can't remember, like in like 30-40% or some shit like that. It just keeps going. Yeah. And so basically now all these states are, okay, well then fuck you. We're going to start, this kid's dying from this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To basically try to get rid of what's killing the profits.
Get that money back, yeah.
Yeah. It was like a 30-minute video. Dude explained it a hell of a lot better than I ever could. But it's interesting to look it was some sort of, like I said, it was basically like shut the hell up money. Don't talk about our cigarettes loan kind of upfront money thing that a lot of these cities are wanting paid on. And it's not there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Interesting. So they promised an influx of money,
an overtime kind of thing.
And so the city spent their money up front, thinking that they're going to get it back.
Exactly.
From this tobacco money, and now the tobacco isn't paying up because they don't have it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now they got to get it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the cities are helping with the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kids.
It's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Kids vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know, I think 18, 21, sure, but if you're a kid, you're looking for a nicotine high or whatever, I mean, it's probably not the best way to do it.
No, I mean, that's probably half the problem, too. I mean, Juuls and shit, it's a Nick salt.
Yeah.
It's way stronger than what's in there. It wasn't meant to be vaped like that.
Right.
You know, so they're basically getting, like, nicotine poisoning and shit, too, so.
Yeah. You're definitely still developing, still young, so, under 18, under 21, probably shouldn't be vaping. What do you think, 18, 21?
For vaping?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough thing. I mean, you're still kind of a dumb kid at 18, but at the same time, I mean, kids can buy cigarettes when they're 18.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
I've seen 21 go by state. Even some of the cities here in Arizona are doing 21 for vapes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of nuts. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I think cigarettes are much more dangerous. Just
for sure.
In general, you drop a cigarette in the car, you start swerving around, you're gonna cause.
Well, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
Just the thousands
lighting.
upon thousands of chemicals you're ingesting in your body, and like you said, you're burning something with a cigarette.
What flavor you got?
This is like fruit punch.
See,
it's kind of like my everyday vape. I found.
Can't get that out of a cigarette.
No, that too. This tastes 100 times better than a cigarette. You know,
for the kids.
Well, that's debatable. I mean, it's more like
it's for the adults who want fruit punch. Damn
it's for the adults that don't want to taste a fucking nasty cigarette. You know, It's just, I think a lot too is because it tastes good. I'm more prone to use it too. You know, like
that's the thing. They're saying these flavors are formulated for kids.
To kids. No, it's just adults that don't want to.
I like the flavor of baby formula and peaches.
Exactly. It's good.
Yeah. Strained peas. What's wrong with this flavor?
Right. I don't know. Yeah. Some people say it's still you're still doing something. I mean, you probably are still doing something to your body, but I'm not doing as much to my body. My
vape is made by Gerber. It's
right.
No. I think that vaping is definitely a cleaner alternative. I mean,
for sure.
Fog machines. I mean, that's
the same thing basically.
Thing, yeah. So
to an extent, that's got a lot more propylene glycol than that does, though.
Yeah, you got more VG in yours, you think?
Yeah. That's like max VGs you can get. It's probably like 90%.
You think the VGs tends to smoke a little bit better? You got bigger clouds, obviously.
Yeah. And it's vegetable glycerin, so I'm justifying it to be less harmful than like fucking the shit that's in antifreeze. Well, propylene glycol.
They all. The food grade stuff. I see that. I'm worried about people vaping like coconut oil and those types of things.
That's the problem with what's going on right now. They're putting shit in there that's not supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I see a lot of cannabis ones made out of coconut oil, and in the CBD industry we use MCT oil, coconut oil for they suspend the CBD into it, but really it doesn't really absorb into it like a lot of other oils because coconut oil, MCT oil. The fats have been taken out of the coconut oil to make it MCT oil, so the stuff doesn't absorb into it. So now you just got this basic cooking oil is burning into your system. So I don't know. I think the VG, the propylene glycol, those are probably better than some of the cooking oils. For sure, because those are made to be inhaled. Like this is propylene glycol. This is it's a vape. That we're inhaling.
Exactly.
That vape juice we did at the Return to Zero thing at the studio.
I wasn't present for that. I missed that. I heard the stories,
but you definitely saw the live feed.
You streamed that, didn't you?
Yeah. You chimed in on that one. You got the best joke of the day in there. You said, "We get it, you vape."
Did I say that?
Yeah,
I fucking remember that.
So that was probably the best joke of the day.
That's funny shit.
But yeah, I took a bunch of keef and shatter. And made that vape juice just straight up out of it was just straight propylene glycol, but I reported it into the fog machine and just fogged the fucking room full of it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My guitarist was there, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie was there. Yeah.
It sounded like he thought he died for a second.
He disappeared in the fog.
Yeah, for sure.
We got pretty good. I would like to do that again, but you see everybody doing it now with
fucking leaf blowers with a bowl attached to it and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
That's genius.
It is pretty genius.
Why didn't I think of that first?
Right?
We did it with a fog machine, but yeah.
I don't know. I have like mixed feelings on that. Like, it's pretty cool and it's dope. It's
it
pretty wild. But at the same time, does it help with the cause?
With the cause,
in those people's eyes that we're trying to.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously...
the older generation that are basically standing in the way kind of thing, like, do they look at that and what do they see?
Well, yeah, but...
that's the problem right there, so, like,
yeah, but
it's cool, but does it help?
If you look at the beer kegs and the beer stands and the beer bongs...
Yeah, but that's already established.
Right, so we're just doing the same thing.
True.
It's a beer bong for weed. But, if you look at the end of the end results, with the people with the beer bongs and everything else, the yards would be full of puke.
Well, no, you're preaching to the choir. I'm just saying.
The people with the weed and everything, the yards would be full of Doritos bags, and it might be somebody passed out, sure, but they're not gonna be covered in their own vomit.
Yeah,
and that's really it's a little bit different crowd, and hopefully that just putting it out there in mass, not hiding it and saying, hey, fuck it, this guy's not gonna die, and look, we're gonna dose him, we're just gonna cover him with weed. And he's not dead.
Just get it out there. I see what you're saying.
But if somebody was to do that with alcohol, you'd have to go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, you'd die. Yeah, exactly. That's what always kills me with that shit, dude.
So that's kind of I think the important thing to take away from that. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of idiots just cover themselves in weed smoke, but they're not dying.
True.
They're laughing.
I just hope that they see that.
Well, yeah, that's just it.
That's the hard part.
They probably won't. And the Sheila Pokes and the people out there, in the prohibition.
But they're getting older and older and older.
They are, and that's the thing,
and we're, we're slowly replacing them, which is kind of the cool thing.
We are slowly replacing them. We're naming our kids Mildred and Margaret.
Exactly.
We're just replacing with a new generation.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, we are.
No, I think about that too. Sometimes it's pretty dope. Like when my kids are gonna be my age and shit. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm not saying like they're all about it, but just their mind states are completely different. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're slowly, finally weeding out this last bit of ancient fucking thinking. You know, like it's getting there. I mean, we've still got there's still some kicking, so we probably got another 20, 30, 40 years before we finally replace them. But
well, if you think about like classic music when you were a kid,
right.
So they played music like in the 90s from the 70s, and it sounded old as fuck.
Right.
It's like, it sounded like it was classic music.
Yeah.
Now, when you listen to the radio, they're playing shit from the 90s.
Oh, yeah. No, I hear Nirvana on like the classic radio station
But
once.
it's
I'm
not,
like, what the fuck?
it's not even on the classic radio station. It's on like all the stations. They blend in the stuff from the 90s of the current alternative stuff and stuff as well. And it just didn't go away. I think this generation of people created something that is, I guess, timeless now. Right. That's going to influence a lot.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think so. Yeah. I mean, it changed a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the people from the 70s and stuff, they were classic when it happened. And that's the unfortunate thing is, whatever happened in the 70s and the 80s, it stayed there. And
true.
Whatever happened in the 90s and the 2000s kind of evolved into something.
Yeah, and
now.
it's still going. Yeah. No. I hear you. No, that's good point. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We were listening to the radio and Adidas by Korn came on.
Oh, right. Yeah. How old is that? And it still is on rotation.
But this is because our parents didn't want to hear that. They let on the radio. When stuff like that played, they wrote into the radio stations, etc.
Right.
Well, now we're the parents. We're the ones playing that shit.
True.
We're the ones putting it out there for our kids to hear.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different, definitely a different atmosphere. We're not as stifling, I guess.
True.
We're not trying to hold people back.
No, for sure.
Definitely more encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's curious to see where it's going to go with your kids, my kids, where they end up being when they're president. What happens?
Yeah. No. Hopefully it goes where I hope it goes.
Yeah. I would like to see artificial intelligence take over and not be a president. Artificial intelligence take over.
AI. Okay.
And this is not a president. I think
just a fucking AI.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go the opposite of most people with that.
Right.
I think that's the purpose of humans. We have this little lifespan on Earth. If you look at the Earth as a whole big time that we know of the time frame of Earth,
right,
billions of years, humans are a fraction of that.
Right.
So there's a reason that we're here to do something with this Earth. So we're probably developing some sort of intelligence that can expand beyond what humans are capable of. Because
and that's the basis of AI.
We were most likely created by a higher intelligence, put here, whatever, re-evolve into whatever we create. And that's going to create a higher intelligence, which is going to go out and create something lower. That's what the cycle I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So I see that Earth just being a stopping point. So let's say there's an artificial intelligence out there.
Right.
And it says, okay, there's a planet over there. I'm going to create a being. Let's create humans and see what kind of artificial intelligence they create. So out of the next 50,000 years, 100,000 years, now I'm going to have a new artificial intelligence coming out of there. And it's going to populate the universe. So that's the universal way. There's an artificial intelligence to it that creates a biological intelligence to create artificial intelligence.
Right.
So, because whatever we create is not going to be the same as another life experience would create. The 100,000 years that humans were here, we're going to have experiences that are going to create an artificial intelligence based on those experiences, and that's what we're trying. That's what we're supposed to create, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't think we'll get too lazy though? Once we get to the point of artificial intelligence, where we're just like, fuck, we did it. Okay, now we're done.
We're done at that
now we
point.
can just be lazy.
Well, we're done.
Yeah.
It's over. The artificial intelligence takes over.
Right.
The purpose is done.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah. That's an interesting theory. I dig that.
Yeah. So once we create that ultimate goal, it's done.
See, I hope like Terminator type shit happens when
does happen. Something's got to do. Something's got to happen.
I want the robot war.
Most likely, it's going to be artificial intelligence sends a meteor down, wipes it out.
Just a mass.
It's done.
Wipes it up.
Yeah. There's your meteor. Because
do you think we'll get to that point, or do you think Mother Nature will shake us off before we even get there? Like she's just fucking fed up with us.
I don't think we have enough time.
Because she has the capability to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the time for that. as a human species. So if you look at natural disasters in the scope of Earth, they happen often.
It's a reoccurring thing, yeah.
But they don't happen that often.
The catastrophic
ones.
Yeah, exactly.
They happen. But in our lifetime, it probably won't happen.
You think she'll put up with this?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
I say she just because of it's Mother Earth, but yeah,
it's a glimpse in time. I don't think it's a paying attention to that. I think it's just I already did that shit. I'll do it again later.
Right. Yeah. So I was always kind of thinking that every now and then. Like
I don't think she notices.
You don't think she notices
no.
that? The way we're just kind of fucking it all up.
In the grand scheme of things, we didn't fuck up anything.
No.
This will be all gone, and this will be it'll be a totally different planet in 100,000 years, 200,000 years.
That we make it that way?
No, it goes back to Earth.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But
Earth will always be Earth.
Right. Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. This shit on it will just go away.
So the whole AI robot war could still happen, and she won't care. She'll just put up with it.
Just gonna,
and then once that's over, maybe
gone.
possibly, then she's gonna, okay, you fuckers. She's gonna treat us like the dinosaurs. Be like, all right, you guys fucked us all up. Kaboom.
It's just gonna go away.
And then it's
something new.
All the green shit comes back.
Yeah, and then another artificial intelligence will come by and be like, hey, that's a cool spot. Let's do something over there. Yeah. That's how I see it. Because in the grand billions and billions of years, this place has probably been touched a lot of times.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah. I just wonder why, I don't know, why doesn't anybody, stick around? Or maybe they have.
Well, yeah.
But, are we, do they come by and it's like, what's that? Oh, that's Earth, and they kind of see all the stupid shit that's going on. They're kind of like, nah, let's just keep driving, man. We'll come back in maybe another 10 billion light years and check it out, I
don't know about... Yeah, I mean, what did your great-grandpa do for a living?
My great-grandpa? Jesus, I don't even remember.
Exactly.
What it was.
Nobody knows. Nobody
ran a store, and he was a drummer. There you go.
Well, what did his grandfather do?
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. So we're gonna lose.
Worked on a farm.
We lose time.
Right.
For them, for his great grandfather, that was new. Everything was new for him.
Yeah.
And he knew back to his grandfather, but he didn't know past that. He didn't know his great grandfather.
Right.
And that's where things are gonna. It's always gonna be like that.
Right.
We're only gonna have an attention span, a short memory of what we can retain and what we're told.
Right.
And after that, it's gone.
Yeah.
So whatever we can find, we'll make up the story.
True.
But we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you find a bullet out in the yard and you think it's from some drive-by or some ancient war or something like that.
Shit.
But who knows? So we always do that. Even though History Channels and
right.
Pawn Stars,
they're
just making up shit. Nobody really fucking knows.
Right.
And that's just it. We only know what we experience. And unless we tell somebody else,
right?
And then even there, it gets jumbled. And
I just wonder why nobody's come and stayed for a minute and introduced themselves if they're actually out there.
They did.
You think they did?
We don't fucking remember.
We just don't remember.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I mean, how were the pyramids built?
True.
We have.
But why have they waited? Okay, so consider that a true statement that they did back then, right? You're saying?
Sure. Well, we don't know. We don't know if
At
back
some
then
point.
is really back then. It could have been it's a rock.
Right.
Yeah,
but why nothing in that we can remember?
Now, why is that?
Yeah.
Why is there nothing in our time frame that we can remember?
As far as them coming down and checking us out, like actually getting off the ship and being like, okay, fuckers, what are you guys doing?
Well, yeah, but if
my theory is because we're just too fucked up and we're not ready for that, and they're just they can sense that and see that, and they're just like, yeah, no, because what would we do? I mean, we would probably either fuck them up.
Yeah, probably.
Attack them.
Most likely.
Try to put them in captivity.
Yeah.
Steal their shit.
Yeah. Well, if we did find somebody who shared knowledge with us, what would we do with that knowledge? Would we share it with everybody else?
I don't know. It'd be on probably a global scale, so you'd have to figure something out.
There's a guy in Florida who built a park out of coral rock. Have you seen that?
No.
He says he knows the secrets of the ancient Egyptians, and he created this. It's a big stone monument. It's a lot of stone monuments, but but basically it's stacks and stacks of big stone coral rocks that he carved and placed all by himself using a little tripod thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, using a chain and pulley system, not possible.
Right.
But if he was giving an ancient knowledge and he used it to create this thing, and he showed everybody, hey, I created this using the knowledge of the ancient Egyptians, but I can't explain it to you. What do we do with that?
Right.
Well, what we did with it was when the guy died, we turned it into a fucking theme park and said we don't know how this is built.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And now we have this thing in Florida that we don't know how it's built, but one guy did it, and it's in our lifetime. But here it is. And then after our lifetime goes away, what's going to happen?
Right.
Well, this is moons. There's different shapes. There's like Saturn in one of the sculptures. There's a lot of different things. That's going to look like aliens fucking built that thing. Or whatever, you know.
True.
So even if he was given knowledge by extraterrestrials or whatever, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone real quick. So why even tell anybody?
I don't know. That's
so
wild.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I'll just build this monument here.
Yeah.
And you can either A, accept it for what it is, try to figure it out yourself, or B, you know.
So is he saying like the aliens were telling him what to build?
He didn't say aliens.
No, he didn't say
He
aliens.
said he knew that he had the secrets of the
Egyptian
ancient Egyptians.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he was able to pull that up. Can you pull that up? The place in Florida, I think it's Coral Castle. Coral Castle is what it's called. And this guy built everything by hand.
That's wild.
In Florida. We'll see if she can pull it up for us. But yeah, he used chisels, a tripod made out of 2x4s and a chain, and everything else.
Just built this huge thing, huh?
Was hand, yeah. April's pulling it up now for us. Yeah, put that on the screen over there on the left there.
That's pretty crazy. You want a free book?
No, let's don't sign up for. Yeah.
Get a free book.
So yeah, we can see some of these pictures here.
How long did it take him to do that?
Does it say? Can you? So see how it's see that big half moon there?
Yeah.
And these are huge stones. These are not little things at all. These are big monuments. And
he understood like the physical geometry of using like a pulley system to.
Well, look at these are carved. You know, these are these aren't just this is one little small guy, and this was like in the 20s, I believe. Is that what it says there?
Oh, it's that old.
Yeah.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be there forever. It's rock. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just how modern day man will just bulldoze the shit out of things to make way for a strip mall.
This is a big place.
Nice.
There's not just one or two of these things. There's a whole bunch of
that looks badass.
Monuments that he's carved out and created.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's all of the same coral rock, but it's anti-gravity. If you look actually into the store, his name's there is Ed Leachkins. Leachkins? Yeah.
Yeah.
But what the deal is, he's an immigrant, and his wife was over in the country that they were from, and he built this place for her to come and enjoy.
Yeah.
And she never came to America. She stayed where she was. And so he just spent all of his nights just building this fucking...
She just kept going.
Yeah. So...
Kind of like, what was that?
But
the house with the carpentry.
Yeah. Like the Winchester house. But
Winchester
this is
house,
the Coral Castle is what it is. But it's in Florida, and I mean, it's a real thing. And one guy built it at night by himself.
Do they know where he kept like harvesting the coral rock from? Was it just like within reach of the ocean, or was
I'm not sure where the quarry is.
That'd be badass if it was some shit that wasn't
500 miles away, like this aliens. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's interesting. But yeah, I would like to. I'll look more into that. But I mean, that's what we're talking about. You know,
right?
If aliens came down and they gave you the knowledge,
right?
What do? Do you tell the people, say, hey, aliens came and gave me this knowledge? Or do you say, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to build something with the knowledge and show you that it's still possible.
Right, yeah.
And I can't explain it to you because basically you're going to think it's fucking magic because you're fucking stupid. And
well,
you're from the 20th century.
Back then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, even now, people still think you're
crazy.
Look
at that. I mean, one person with a tripod, can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's not possible. You know, there's a huge bunch of coral. I mean, just everything he's done.
Right.
So, yeah, if aliens came down and said, "Hey, I'm from Zeta Reticula, and I want to give you this knowledge," what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you just start building.
Yeah, I mean the Earth is really big, so you're not going to see a whole bunch. You know, it's going to be it's going to be a small encounter.
Or is that person just fucking nuts?
Does he become president? Yeah. What?
True.
what happens with his knowledge once you have it?
I have my uncle, like, artist is basically, I'm a bloodline of artists, basically. Okay. My uncle, his medium is steel welding, sculpture. And I don't know if he's still, this is kind of like his thing still, but in the early days, back in like the 80s, probably late 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, he basically, his thing was that he was being told what to build by aliens.
Oh, wow. So he was in tune.
Yeah.
He was receiving
this motherfucker's like 6 foot, like 6.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's a huge dude. And he would just create these huge steel sculptures, and they were all parts of like a ship, according to him.
Wow.
Like this big, and it ended up being like back in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. There's like a main kind of like Mill Avenue here, the main strip, all the bars and shit back then. There were 2 like empty spots in like the art district that these things sat for years and years.
Huh.
But then, then he went into like time travel and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, did he go somewhere?
I don't know. That's the part where like you start to lose me a little bit. Like, okay, you're a little nuts. But
was he time traveling like out of body type?
No, like building like an actual.
Oh, he's building a time machine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anymore though, he's so old. I'm not sure how old. We don't. The whole Mohler family doesn't really talk to each other. We're really fucking. If you tried to look at the Mohler family tree, it would just be a bunch of broken branches with sticks on the ground, kind of thing.
Just a fire.
Yeah. But anymore, it's. I haven't seen much of his work recently, but it's a little more toned down and a little more, almost like smaller scale. But I'm not sure what he's doing now.
Was he doing mushrooms and stuff then too?
No, I think he was just crazy.
Really? He's just in tune, huh?
Yeah. Like I remember I always heard a story. My dad, obviously that was his brother. One night, he went out, not my dad, but his brother, had it in his head that he was making this particular piece, and it wouldn't be complete unless he got human body parts for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was off his meds like a week or some shit that week. So my dad actually...
Did he go digging or did he go hunting?
He was going hunting. Yeah,
oh, wow.
My dad had to comb the streets of Columbus
to
find him before he...
found his parts, huh?
But is he crazy or is he actually onto something?
Well, add the parts. You added body parts to your pieces.
True, but I didn't. Yeah, they were already
found. How old was he when he was doing this? Though?
Oh God, I think I wasn't even born yet. It was probably like 70 something.
I'm saying you might be evolving into this realm of crazy. It's coming. This is your future.
I don't really have aliens telling me what to do though.
Yet.
Not yet.
When they fucking come and tell you, then you're gonna be like, okay, now.
Right. Yeah.
Now what are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah. But no, his shit was always fascinating to look at.
Well, that's cool. I mean, but it was really cool pieces, though.
Yeah. Look up April. Look up Chris Mohler, steel sculptures. You see some wild shit.
Wow, that's interesting. So he was recreating the spaceship.
Yeah, and like some of the older ones, I don't know if you'll find anything more. It's probably more recent stuff.
Maybe check images too.
Yeah, but like the one famous one, dude, was like this huge like triangular cockpit looking thing. And like after I listened to like Bob Lazar and stuff, how he mentioned how everything looked almost 3D printed. That's what his shit kind of looked like, but it was all steel.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Eventually got gentrified and those spots got filled up, and there were like bum sleeping in his artwork and stuff,
in the spaceship.
Yeah. There you go. There's some more wild stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. There. Oh wow.
Yeah, he does a lot of wacky stuff.
Is that the more recent stuff you think?
Yeah, more smaller scale stuff. I don't know if you can even find pictures of the old stuff that used to be on High Street.
Maybe type in High Street.
But yeah, no, he would. People would buy that shit for thousands.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's in Ohio?
Yeah.
He's still there now?
I think so. There you go. Okay. Oh, wait, go back.
Go back one.
See the picture in the black on your right? That black section, the white one of him standing beside that huge ass thing? Go down. Pull straight down. There you go. That's the monumental fucking... I don't know if you get a good picture of it or not. It probably won't blow up, but there you go.
I'll put that over there.
Look at that crazy thing. I wish there was a better picture.
Wow. Now, what is this we're looking at now?
This was one of the things that he was like, supposedly told to build.
Oh wow! So this is an alien creation sent down to humans, and this motherfucker's 6'6" already standing next to it.
Yeah,
so that's like a 15-foot
perspective.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot at least.
Yeah,
sculpture there.
Yeah.
And wow,
it was supposed to be like the cockpit type thing, if I remember right. It was a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't build a small spaceship.
No.
You have to have some dimensions to that motherfucker. Wow. Did he say where they were from? Where
No, I never got into it too deep with him. Like, I never talked to him much. Just occasionally here and there. You know, like somebody die in the family, you'd see everybody for like a minute.
Oh yeah,
everybody tolerates everybody. Like there were no Mohler family reunions or anything.
It's just
everybody hates each other kind of thing. But
Well, that's a good, nice family. That's pretty much how my family is too.
Right.
But,
who isn't? But
yeah, there's some close families out there I hear, but
yeah,
I'm not part of one.
Well, I always thought that was pretty wild.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just like, man, is that just mentally unstable, or is he actually onto some shit?
Well, I mean, when you're, I don't know, to have a artistic ability, they say it comes from.
It comes from somewhere too. Where the fuck does it come from?
Yeah, it's
like, why do I always
make
this type of weird shit?
So
I don't know.
You're definitely in tune with it. Maybe his signal was a little bit stronger than others, or
coming from a different place. Yeah, I don't think my shit comes from aliens.
Yeah.
I think my shit comes from somewhere else.
Yeah. You might try the alien. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's doing time travel and space travel. You might be doing interdimensional and
exactly.
some other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Might be something else happening. Well, yeah, the artistic ability. When I was writing movies, I always felt like I was tuning in and getting the ideas somewhere else, a universal type knowledge, And I definitely see other artists doing that too. Whether it be ayahuasca or having a cigar. There's definitely some other type of use of tuning your body into that signal. Right. So whatever you're doing, you're not in your normal state usually.
No. Yeah. I was always fascinated by the surrealists and the Dadaists and stuff that would, like the guys would like tap into that type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
It was like a borderline like spirit writing, painting and like art kind of thing.
You ever look into Billy Meyer? You ever heard of that guy?
Billy Meyer? No, I don't think so.
So he was a guy who's photographed a lot of spaceships and stuff, and actually went to space. And he actually has these photos online. You can see his name, Billy Myers, from the 70s. So there's actual pictures.
Right.
What happened was he was in tune with the aliens, and he only had one functioning hand. I think it was his left hand or his right, whatever. He only had one, but they would send him stories, and he would just sit there and type like this typewriter, just like they'd just come through like that, like just
that's crazy,
just constantly, and he would have these dialogues of alien conversations coming through. But yeah, Billy Meyer.
Wow.
He's from Switzerland. Old guy now, but as a kid, he said he was abducted by aliens, and that his soul was from another planet, and they were trying to give him the knowledge of what he was from his other home life, and let him know what the deal was. And his whole life, he was visited by these beings, and he has pictures of them, and he has pictures of the spaceships and all this stuff. And he's been debunked. People call him out and other shit.
Right. Well, yeah.
But there's just so much that he's put out that it's hard to look at it so biasly, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
And say this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
When there's just so much interesting stuff, especially the videos of him getting the messages, typing in these things to the typewriter. It's a fucking old ass typewriter.
It's not even like a stenographer's typewriter or anything either. It's just like a straight. That's crazy.
And what the story is behind that is the aliens came down, took his typewriter, learned everything about it, and then gave it back to him, and then they were able to send him
some borderline naked lunch type shit.
Yeah, it's some interesting shit. So yeah, Billy Meyer. I'm sure that there's a lot of people yelling at me right now, going, he's been debunked. He's full of shit.
Right. Yeah.
But everything's been debunked. That's the whole thing. Is that people?
Yeah. You either believe or you don't.
I mean, being a skeptic is just as bad as being a believer.
True. Yeah. No. Exactly. That's why I try to walk that line. In between. Well, yeah. If you're a skeptic, you're just constantly your ears are closed and
it's just as bad.
It could be right fucking in front of you.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't. No, that's not real.
Yeah. I definitely want to have an open mind with most things.
Yeah.
I've had personal experiences, but that other people haven't. I get that. So it is what it is. Have you had any ghost experiences?
See, that's the thing that kind of keeps me grounded, and maybe it's the skeptic part of my brain that has always been there. Because I have never really had any like monumental shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had like the slight thing here and there.
Doors closing or whatever.
Not even that.
No?
Just shadow people I've seen. Like I remember like the house we live in right now. Like, swear, they're fucking residual shit in that place for sure. But just like the layout of our house, like I was in the living room and you can kind of see. Kind of like hallway dining room kind of thing, so you can see across, and then there's a bathroom, so you can come from like the master to the bathroom, and you'll see when somebody crosses that line of sight right there, and I saw this like almost as tall as my youngest daughter, kind of blackish, but just go past, I'm just like, hey, and like yell down the hall at her, and she was not in this room to go to. She was in my oldest room, so like they were just like, what, and they're both in there, so I'm like. You guys didn't? No, we've been fucking spinning records,
Yeah.
We've been here for like, sitting here for an hour just jamming out, So I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck was that, I've seen, like, and like I said, who knows? Maybe it's just my vivid imagination. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? But I woke up one, I can't remember. It was early in the morning, that fucking witching hour, it was like 3, 4 in the morning. I just remember waking up and like this dead girl staring at me.
Whoa.
And like my first reaction, I just fucking punched her square in the fucking face, dude.
Wow.
And like, poof, it just disappeared.
Really? Like, wow.
Yeah, it was like fucking like
But
clear as
solid,
day right there. I'm just laying there. For some reason, opened my eyes and just staring at me. I was like, fuck, just fucking punched as hard as I could. Wow. That was like my reaction. I was still like not even coherent. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But I'm like, okay, well, was I still dreaming though? Like, what did I wake up in REM? Was it kind of like, night terror type shit? Or did I actually see something?
Wow.
I don't know, But I've never had like, like the super ultra, I've seen shit fly across the room. I've never had that. I've just had like these little things here and there,
I've had like physical touch. Like
really?
Yeah.
See, I've never had that either.
When I was a kid, I like usually happened like when I would go to other places, like stay at other places, other people's houses or whatever.
Right.
But when I was a kid, I was staying. I was in a different bed. I might have been at my house, but sleeping in my mom's bed. But what happened was I was told to go to bed. They closed the door, and I didn't want to go to bed. Whatever. So I'm laying there with the sheets up and the blankets up, and there's a tug on the blanket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
nice.
a nice tug. And I tug it back, and I'm just kind of laying there like scared, and then it does it twice more.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember as a kid. I don't remember if I'm back to sleep or what happened, but I don't think I got up out of the bed. But yeah, it yanked the sheets of the bed, the covers twice. And then when me and April, we had a mortgage company, and we took all the employees to the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and we did a murder mystery dinner type thing.
Right.
And we're going to stay overnight in the place, and the place is supposed to be haunted, and it's a old mortuary from the 20s. It's a lot of things that happened in this house.
Made out of a lot of old stone, granite type shit.
Yeah, and it's a big 3-story house, and we're not allowed in the third story, and we're not allowed in the basement. That type of place. So we go exploring, of course.
Right.
But at night, so the first thing that happens is the whole place is just creepy. We all went out to the bar that night, and we all came back, and we're all going to bed, and we get tucked in. Me and April get tucked in, and I literally feel somebody crawl up on the bed with us.
Nice.
And not only that, but then like my hair gets brushed out of my face, and my lips get pressed down, and I feel a kiss.
Somebody was tucking you in.
Literally. And April could see it happen though.
Nice.
That was the insane thing. Yeah. So we
actually had someone there with you, and that's pretty dope.
So I had that Ghostbusters type
experience. Right.
Yeah.
Fucking Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. So we didn't go to sleep. We just sat there and talked most of the night, and then like it started to become morning, and then that morning we hear like a ball, like a wooden ball, rolling up and down the hallway.
Right.
And nobody else heard that shit, but.
That's crazy.
That's a couple things we had from the Stone Lion Inn, but
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I saw like a shadow there that night too. But that kiss was the
that's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, dude.
So those were the couple of physical things that happened to me. But yeah,
right, yeah.
But I have you ever seen a UFO? You think?
Have you ever seen? No. See, that's another thing. I've always been kind of bummed out, like, cause like I'll go camping up in like Sitgreaves and stuff, and it's just, I mean, and plus it's Apache Sitgreaves. That's like the home of the famous abduction, which the movie was made of. We're not quite there, I believe. The
Fire in the Sky movie you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. We're a little more north than where it was. We're a little. Anyway, where we camp isn't near there, but the skyline is the fucking same.
Yeah.
And my buddy is a huge Milky Way star photographer, so we're always up at that hour. Dude, I'll lay there and just stare and hope, and I never see shit. No. I'll see shooting stars. I see shooting stars like all the time. Which I don't know. My wife says she's like hardly ever seen any. I think she's seen like one in her whole life. I'm like, dude, I see them all the time. What are you talking about? I'll see them at least once a week.
Out there, we go through a Death Valley. You ever drive that road between like Pahrump and California? It's literally it's a straight road of desert.
I don't think I've gone through there.
At night, it's nothing but pitch black, and you can see every star. It's constantly shooting stars. It's all night long. You just see them all night long. And then, but like if you see a light like on the other side of the road coming, you can literally watch it for 30 minutes before that car gets to you. Right. That's how far it's dark. Yeah. And you can just see any light. April and I were out there one time. We pulled off and we're looking at the stars, and we hear, "Hey," and like we freaked the fuck out because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And you can. It's pitch black, and we heard, "Hey." Fucking got the car took off.
That's crazy.
We also got stuck out there one time in the desert, but my dad.
You don't think it was some desert animal?
It had a voice.
Yeah, distinct. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a javelina grunt or anything.
Nah, it could have been, but it had a voice.
See, that's the skeptic in me. I always gotta find it.
But I didn't hear like any footsteps or anything,
Well, yeah, that's what makes it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just had that desert voice. It was pretty scary. But I as a kid, my mom, she goes, "Hey, what's that in the sky?" And it was daytime, and like the sun is here, and over here there's this little bitty silver just dot in the sky, and it just stood there, like it stayed there. Like we drove around the whole city. We were in Enid, Oklahoma at the time. We drove around, and it's really stayed in that spot, and then we looked back up, and eventually it was gone. But it stayed there for quite a long time. Just a silver. It was shining off the sun rays. You can see it was reflecting.
Right.
But it was longer than 30 minutes, and it was in that same spot. So not a helicopter, not an airplane, but just sitting there, and I had no clue what that was. But then another time, my stepfather, he used to deliver drill bits to oil rigs out in the middle of the night. Go out to these oil rigs out in the middle of nowhere, and it's out in the middle of Kansas, like literally like oil field Kansas. There's nothing.
Right.
And he goes to deliver the bits to the drill rig. And I'm sitting in the car, and out in the field, it just lights, bam, 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 red, green, red, blue, yellow. It just starts brightening, the light flashing, and then it just stops, and then it just goes. Nothing else ever happens again. And I asked him, "Did you guys see that?" No, nothing. So yeah, those are my two UFO-ish
That's
encounters.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of bummed.
But keep on looking. Always keep looking up. Another thing. I always find just weird stuff. Like I found a gold ring like in the ground one time. So like I always feel like I'm guided to see certain things that I feel in tune to your crazy uncle there.
Right. I got you.
I do feel like I'm supposed to see certain things.
Yeah, for sure. Nice.
But I don't know. I feel that way. To my 4 listeners, I might be crazy, but we are talking about conspiracy theories, ish.
Conspiracy, spooky. The whole
spooky-ish,
crazier side of life.
Get that vape life going back.
Vape life, Vape nation.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep it foggy in here.
Like I wish, like not to, like to go back to like the Ed and Judy Ward. Like, dude, I would love to do that. Like to have that as like my job.
To investigate.
Help people out with shit. You go into their homes and like, not like that cheesy fucking show that was on Discovery, whatever, with the old man.
Ghost Hunters?
No, the one where he would find the object in the house and like
and release it.
Fuck that. Like real shit. You know? Like that's, I don't know. I look at that type of stuff. It just looks like bullshit to me.
Do you have any haunted items?
Did
you collect anything? Have you?
Here and there, I did, but I've gotten rid of them. But
do you go to oddity stores?
I try to like go thrifting and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I know there's like I don't know if it's still in business, but there was that oddity store like downtown somewhere. like Central Phoenix. I don't know if they're still open, but this shit was so overpriced.
Yeah, that's the thing is once you
yeah.
know it's a specialty market now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I dig that. But I think you have a higher chance of finding shit at like thrifts.
Yeah.
Like when I go to like thrift store, antique stores, especially antique stores.
You find a little creepy thing that's
I just kind of get
it probably has a real history
guided to
it.
certain things, you know. Like I made this one piece of art. I had to throw it away. Like,
oh really?
Shit, yeah. Like my wife hated it.
Huh. Was it
and like
just creepy feel?
Oh, bad luck started happening left and right.
Oh really?
Yeah, dude.
After you made it?
After I made it. After I brought it into my house and created something out of it.
Wow. What was it?
Oh, dude, it was badass. I don't think I have any pictures of it anymore, but it was pretty fucking cool. I threw it up on my Facebook page, I think once, but like nobody had any interest in it. But
you got no likes.
No, not at all. Nobody wanted to come near that thing. But it was basically I found. God, I can't remember the name of it. Shit, what were they called? It's basically an old like slave doll. Basically.
Oh, really?
I can't think of what they called them. There was an artist / musician that I used, Gidget Gein. I don't know if you're familiar with Gidget Gein. He's the original bass player of Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
He was kicked out like right before they exploded.
Oh, wow.
Over chemical differences. But he eventually went on to do art. And he was into this same type of thing. And a gollywog. There we go. Gollywog.
Gollywog.
He was all about gollywogs and blaxploitation and stuff. Basically just to like...
Is it the blackface style, or is it the slave where they're like dressed up more?
They don't really look blackface. It was more like originally they were just dolls that the slaves had made for their children.
I got you. Okay,
you know?
Yeah. So it's not.
Later they became, kind of a sign of something else.
Right.
You know, but the origins of them were actually slave toys and whatnot.
I got you.
But I found part of one at an antique store.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking gollywog. That's a real fucking gollywog, right? But it didn't have like the dress or anything. It was just the body, like the half of it. So I took that, and then I kind of stumbled upon a bunch of skeleton keys.
Oh, really?
That were in that place too. I grabbed those. And then I used, I believe it was some elk bones that were found up on the Sitgreaves. And kind of combined it all to where, like, basically you had the gollywog, and then you had, like, this elk spine coming down in this, like, black picture frame.
Wow.
That was, like, wrapped with wire, and the skeleton keys were in the middle.
I think I did see that, yeah.
And then there were 2 mirrors.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, those were the mirrors that,
Wow.
That's how you communicated.
Yeah,
you had to
yeah.
look in the mirrors, know. And then there was actual little spirit board that looked very African that went along with it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So that opened up a portal right away?
I did something with that shit,
Yeah.
because it got bad, My wife got really sick and shit.
Oh,
she was like, it's that fucking doll you brought home, dude. It's that fucking doll, 'cause
Wow.
she's kind of into tune with shit, too,
Yeah.
And I'm me being, that skeptical. I'm like, it's not the fucking doll, dude.
Yeah.
It's just the doll. She's like, no, shit, I got fucked up when you need to get rid of that fucking thing. So I tried to, like, sell it,
Nobody bought it.
No. I was hoping to get rid, but I just fucking trashed it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, we just got to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, you could tell when it was gone, too, which was
Really?
weird. And, like, I don't really believe in that type of shit for the most part. At least I try not to. I try to walk that line, But, yeah, it was pretty fucked up, man.
Huh. Well,
that was the closest thing I've ever had to, like, having, like, something apparently haunted or some shit. I don't know.
Do you think it was the combination of everything? Or
That's what I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that or just it itself. I don't know.
Yeah. What, you start putting the mirrors on there, and the bones, and the old keys, and
yeah, it all kind of interconnected.
Yeah.
And opened some shit. I don't know. Yeah. I had to like demonize my house that night too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you should make a show out of that.
Right? Yeah.
We do what is that called? No, cleansing, but
no, it's the extreme form. What is it called? I was trying to look for that word myself.
Yeah. Exercise the
there
house.
You go. Yeah.
Yeah. Exercise.
Yeah. No, I totally did. Yeah. That's like another. I don't know if you believe in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, I totally like. I could see it.
Demon possession.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was about like this tall. It was a little fucker. I chased him through my house.
Really?
Eventually got him out the back door and shut the door.
Lock that motherfucker out.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was armed with, like, fucking Nag Champa and sage and, like,
Wow. You can literally see it, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. Like, once you got to that plane, when I first started, I couldn't, but I had to, like, mentally get there. And then,
wow.
Yeah, I, like, chased him. He kept trying to, like, hide in corners and shit or whatever it was.
Wow. And what did you do to get to that state?
Just like, the breathing and just,
So
put yourself
meditative?
there. Yeah, kind of in the moment kind of thing,
Not a bunch of tequila?
No. I don't really drink much. I don't really do much of anything anymore.
Yeah.
Just caffeine, nicotine. But just mentally putting yourself there.
Open up those gates.
Yeah, if you if you believe in that kind of thing, and like I don't really like follow a certain kind of thing, I'm not a Satanist, I'm not a Wiccan, I'm not a Druid. I kind of have my own thing,
Sure.
Based
Mohler.
Exactly. Yeah, at least my there's different styles of Mohler spirituality, I guess you can say. But mine's based more in kind of like Hoodoo.
Okay.
Voodoo's cool, but Voodoo's a little too more,
Dark?
just like regimented for me.
I got you.
I'm too fucking lazy.
Yeah, you don't want to go to church on.
Find my Orisha and all that shit, and the fact that you kind of have to give yourself to an Orisha, kind of weird, I mean, obviously, it's all based off of, old Catholicism, it's just Africanized Catholicism. But Hoodoo is kind of cool. Hoodoo, root work, stuff like that. And just like force of will, I kind of think like if you make it your own, it's all force of will, like a binding spell.
Yeah.
What are you basically doing? You're concentrating on something as you're wrapping that satin or that silk around said item,
right,
for X amount of times. But what you're doing essentially is you're just harnessing that force of will into whatever it is that you want.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like you don't necessarily need like, turn to page 36.
Right.
This is how you don't need that shit.
Right.
It's in here already.
Right.
You just got to harness it and channel it,
Okay.
So yeah, so that night when I did that, I just kind of went on my gut feeling of what needed to be done kind of thing, so.
And you saw the motherfucker, huh?
Yeah, I saw him. I've seen one that I kind of feel like is kind of like mine.
Yeah.
He's just this huge black mass kind of dude that's kind of always there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've been walking here and there, and like basically like the wind kind of blew. I was in a parking lot of like an apartment complex. All the car parts, the carport.
Yeah.
Well, like the wind blew and kind of the leaves rustled up, and like you could see him just kind of ball up. It looks kind of Grim Reaper-ish, but not,
Huh.
Just
not
kinda,
death coming for you?
No. He kind of. He's not coming for me. We're just waiting,
just looking over it.
Yeah. No. I kind of feel that I've always had something that kind of. He's like the opposite of a guardian angel. You know what I'm saying?
You don't feel like it's a family member or anything? It's a.
No. I think this thing came from somewhere else.
Wow.
Attached to me at a very young age, and just
hangs out, huh?
Hangs out. I don't know if he's just waiting around for the day to come,
do you
or what.
Feel like ideas might come from him, or
possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I think he just kind of watches out for me and shit too. Like when I need him, he shows.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I don't think I have any tall demons hanging out with me, but if you see them, let me fucking know.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't really show up unless I really need him. Like, he's pretty clutch.
Wow.
But he'll make himself known every now and then,
Well, that's an interesting sidekick to have.
Right?
It'd be a cool little movie, too.
Right? Yeah. I think that's why, like, I kind of could do what I did without, a whole lot of prior knowledge. Just, I think in that situation, this little guy kind of saw who was on my team. And was just kind of like, fuck.
I'll go find
I'm
somebody.
getting the fuck out of here, I mean.
So you think the closed door keeps him out?
The closed door?
You said you chased him out through the door. He was trying to
I had to chase him all the way out through the back door.
So
and it was kind of like with gusto, like with breath and some fucking sparks and some blowing and shit. So it's like, and just the force of will of like, boom, you're fucking out.
And not coming back?
Exactly, Yeah. You can put down some red brick dust and shit if you want, but.
Interesting, man. I'd get it. I dig it.
Yeah, no, it's a weird, I know, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a weird satanic hoodoo hybrid, I guess you could say.
Well, who do that voodoo you do so well.
Right. But like just kind of like taking bits and pieces from each one, like true Satanism, not like the bullshit you see, kind of like there is no God above man kind of thing. Like you're your own fucking boss kind of thing,
Interesting.
Do what you want to do, but everything
you
in
are
moderation.
the God. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time with the, hoodoo, voodoo, of, basically you try to be as good as you can all the time and build up this huge good aura. So when someone basically does fuck with that aura, you kind of have the okay to throw some shit out.
Nice. Yeah. So it comes with some retaliation, some revenge, a little bit.
It can, if it just depends. I don't know if I'd call it revenge, but yeah, and if
do unto others,
it's almost
but
like
if I get it done to me, you get it done back.
Yeah, basically, but I try to be such a good person that like hopefully it never happens.
Right on. Yeah.
But
well, that's cool, man. Well, I think we had some really cool stuff today.
oh hell yeah, dude.
Anything you want to throw in there that I forgot, or?
No, man. I mean, I think we ran the gamut of spooky and conspiracy and
I think ending on
insanity.
On the 6-foot demon hanging behind you is a good spot.
Right, yeah.
Well, cool, brother. Well, Toxic, I appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We are Toking Today, and we are out. Appreciate that.
Hey, thanks, man.